Hello everyone and welcome to Daria Draws. If you're watching this video, chances are you would like to freely compliment or just talk to artists during exhibitions or art fairs without feeling awkward. And you've come to the right place. If you are my colleague, I'm sure you can relate to the things I'm about to say. Of course, I can't teach you everything about art in one video. And if you would like to know more, you can always subscribe to my channel. Now let's roll. Despite my young age, I have been exhibiting for over 10 years. I would like to even say closer to 15. And of course, I've gotten constant feedback from people during the exhibitions and I've collected a fair share of do's and don'ts. So this video is kind of like a guide. Of course, it is not true for everybody and I'm just talking from my own experience, but I hope this helps. Here's something you might not know in case you're not related to the art world, or perhaps you do, and it will be just a reminder for you that artists pour their souls out into their artworks and it's like a piece of art that they're sharing with the world. So it is like a very vulnerable area and it's very easy to say the wrong thing that would actually hurt the person, even if you didn't mean it. Of course, apart from that, you have to keep in mind that a lot of resources go into creating an art piece, like time, which is of course the most valuable materials. So you actually have to spend some amounts of money to get your paint or the raw materials for your sculpture or whatever else you do. And of course, the participation fees for the exhibitions and art fairs, unfortunately, those things are not for free either. And of course, it is very difficult to sell art, especially when you're starting out. Even if you have good quality works, it doesn't mean that they will be bought straight away and it might take time to find the right customers. So it is very important to just follow certain, I guess, just common sense things and just be nice in general. Of course, if you see some kind of art that you're not really into during an exhibition or an art fair, you can absolutely just walk through and not even say a thing. But if something did catch your eye and you would like to compliment the artist, here are some don'ts. And once we've eliminated those, we can move on to the actual good things that you can say to them. Words like pretty, cute, nice. Please avoid them. They simply underestimate the amount of time and effort that goes into one work. Like imagine someone called your Excel sheet cute. You would probably not be very stoked unless you used pink and purples in there. Also try avoiding saying something like, oh, it must be easy for you. I assure you it is not. Or things like, oh, how long did that take you? Because people often disregard the process of you actually studying art and all the self-betterment that you have to go through in order to be able to deliver that level of skill and to present the artwork that you're seeing. So how long did it take you? Well, a month? But actually 15 years, but actually 20 if you count my childhood. So like it's a very, I guess, subjective understanding of how long did it take you to do that. And yeah, it like nothing is easy about creating art. Not from the marketing point of view, not from the actual physical creation of the artwork either. It's kind of like assuming that a professional athlete can, with no effort whatsoever, perform a perfect burpee, run a marathon, you name it. Like, come on, that took years to get ready for, and it's kind of similar with art. Unwanted advice. I cannot stress enough how demeaning it is, because when you're meeting an artist at an event, most probably they are already kind of stressed because they had the building day before where you have to hang all of your pieces and locate them beautifully in your little corner or on the wall. Some galleries do that, which is great, but sometimes you have to do it on your own, so most probably you didn't get enough sleep last night. And unwanted advice on top of that is just so rude. I'm sure nobody likes pushy people who just state their negative opinion when you're not even okay with it. Another thing that absolutely weirds me out is when people start asking me about money during the exhibitions. Like, that's extremely inappropriate. Let me put this out there. Stop asking artists, why is your art so expensive? Why, I don't know, how much did you pay for the participation fee? Please, organizers will answer this question. Do not ask me that. I don't want to talk about it. You're just wasting my time. Well, I could be talking to potential buyers that are actually interested in buying my stuff. And of course, can you give me a discount? That is just my favorite. And the answer is no, because a lot of factors are kind of collected into this simple no. Which are, of course, the participation fees and the materials that I talked about and the time. Imagine collecting all of that and just giving it partially away. That's just kind of rude to ask a person to give me a gift, you know, and discount basically is a gift that you're giving that person. I don't mind doing that for someone I actually know or someone who has previously bought my artworks as a thank you for being a regular. And of course, I don't mind doing that for those people, but if you're seeing me for the very first time, sorry. Also, of course, I want to break even when I'm participating in such events. So every single penny counts, and asking artists for a discount is just kind of not fair. Another category I have marked is complimenting other artists while talking to me. Like, why would you do that? Either compliment me or go to the other artists and compliment them. Like, why would you tell me that someone else's art is great and it's cheaper or it's better? Like that's just a weird thing to do. Like, oh hey, like your colleague works better than you. How would you feel? Now, last but not least is taking a photo of an artwork and simply walking away, ignoring the artist. It's just something so rude and strange for me to understand. If I'm willing to take a picture of something, that must mean I like it. And why not just ask for the artist's Instagram page? Not everybody wants to buy art or can afford it. I understand it can be quite pricey, but supporting artists can be done for free nowadays. You can just subscribe to their channels. You can simply follow them on social media, and it would mean a world to us. And actually, you get to see more content from this person if you enjoy it. Now let's talk about the things you can definitely say to artists and not feel awkward or ashamed when you walk away from them. It is actually very flattering to see people who are not from the art world come to your stand and who want to talk to you, because you realize that you are culturally contributing to the society, and that definitely sparks joy. The best advice I can give is simply be honest. I feel like that's a base of any relationship, even if it's just a small talk. But since you decided to stop and compliment this artist, what made you do that? What caught your eye? Maybe you felt a certain relation to a certain painting. Like, you can definitely say, I know nothing about art, or I'm not an artist. I have no idea what's going on, but this painting reminded me like of my grandma, who used to grow the same kind of flowers in her garden, like in this painting, and you can just kind of build this personal connection to the painting, and that will be honestly one of the best compliments, because even though you know nothing about art, you still decided to talk to me, and you decided to tell me this little story and how my art touched you, and that's pretty amazing, I think. I actually had one girl at an exhibition. She was in her 20s by the looks of it, and she was actually staring at my painting, Chasing Luck, where the two bunnies are chasing each other, and I saw her that she started like tearing up, and I asked what's wrong, and she's like, oh, that reminded me of my bunnies, I miss them a lot. So it can be as simple as that. Of course, you don't have to cry if you don't want to, but even if you do and you feel a little bit overwhelmed with emotions, let them flow. And complimenting art can be very simple. As you can see, so far I haven't used a single art term, but the impact that it would have on the person to whom you're saying it is great. Also, asking for medium or where the inspiration came from is absolutely fine, but be really interested, because there's nothing worse than investing your time and your energy into a person who doesn't really care. So if you are going to stop and talk to artists, just be genuine. And you can also, of course, express your feelings. So if you want to sound a little bit more technical, you can definitely just look at the painting or the artwork. They usually have a lot of clues in them, like bold strokes, like the color choices. It can be very vibrant, it can be very muted, and you can definitely bounce off of that. So if, for example, you like the limited color palette and you can see the artist is only like using 3 colors, but they're kind of combined in an interesting way, you can definitely say that. Or if you can't really observe these things yet, you can, for instance, say, oh, this color combination makes me feel like a summer day, like it's very bright, it's very fresh, and that would be completely like a positive message to the artist. And in case you're wrong, they would correct you and be like, oh, actually it's this and that. But art is definitely subjective, so if a certain painting makes you feel a certain way, it is not wrong either. Also, I would love to hear from you whether you had some awkward encounters with artists, or you've had awkward encounters with the viewers, and how was that for you? Maybe you have something to add to the list. I would love to read that in the comments. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and it was helpful. If you would like to see more content from me, you can definitely click one of the videos and continue watching my channel. You can also subscribe to help it grow, and I will see you in the next video.